My cherished child, the instant you initiated playback, an unseen change occurred in the world around us. What I am about to disclose is neither coincidental nor speculative, and it is certainly not something your heart is entirely equipped to absorb at this moment. Nevertheless, it is imperative that you hear it right away. A close friend, someone who shared laughter with you, exchanged secrets and late-night musings, has acted covertly against you. Their actions were fueled by an emotion that has become impossible for them to conceal: jealousy. They transmitted information regarding you to an individual who ought never to have seen it. The moment they clicked send, your fate contorted in ways that were unforeseen, even by them. Pay close attention. What they sent was no trivial matter, it was far from innocuous. This was a communication that could alter relationships, reputations, and futures. At present, the recipient of that message is unable to cease contemplating its contents. But there is an even more profound twist to this situation. This friend did not act impulsively. They deliberated, calculated, and targeted their message, fully aware of their intentions. Remarkably, the content was not entirely factual, it was distorted, manipulated, and sharpened to inflict pain on you in a previously unrecognized vulnerability. Their aim was to dismantle something integral to your life, to undermine your image, your connections, your essence. Yet, the universe is steering you toward a revelation they never anticipated. The individual who received that message does not react as your friend intended. In fact, their response is the precise opposite of what was hoped for. Let me illuminate what is transpiring behind closed doors at this very moment. The recipient of that message, someone who harbors deeper feelings for you than they have ever acknowledged, is meticulously examining every line, every sentence, every image shared about you. Rather than succumbing to the deceit, they are becoming increasingly protective. They recognized jealousy at first glance, identified the insecurity, and perceived the manipulation. This awakening has ignited something within them, something powerful and fierce, entirely unforeseen by your friend. This does not manifest as anger directed at you. No, it has cultivated in them a fervent desire to understand why someone is so intent on undermining you. They are connecting dots, reflecting on shared moments, and revisiting memories, leading them to realize that someone has been in emotional competition with you for some time. The truth is unraveling in their mind far quicker than your friend can manage. Here is the shocking twist that may momentarily freeze your heart. Within the message sent about you is a detail that inadvertently exposed your friend's true motivation. Instead of severing your bond with that person, it unveiled your friend's envy, their fear of losing you, and their insecurities regarding your significance to others. Consequently, the recipient of that message is not merely skeptical, they are resolute. They are determined to uncover why your friend feels threatened by you. They wish to comprehend what knowledge your friend possesses that they do not. They are intent on seeing you face to face to seek the truth directly from you. As they contemplate you, a storm brews within them, a mixture of confusion, concern, and an attraction so potent that even the lies circulated about you are insufficient to diminish it. This is the juncture where everything you believe to be true is about to shift. Your friend remains blissfully unaware that their scheme has already faltered. They do not realize that the message they sent has not driven a wedge between you and the recipient. Rather, it has sparked curiosity, urgency, and a protective instinct. They have unwittingly ignited a force they cannot control. They are oblivious to the fact that the individual who received that message secretly plans to approach you soon, not to level accusations, but to seek the truth. They are eager to understand who you genuinely are, beyond the rumors, beyond the deceit, beyond the envy. And once you voice your truth, the entire narrative will transform. Someone destined to depart will instead move toward you. Someone inclined to doubt you will become your defender. And someone who was set to believe falsehoods will find themselves increasingly drawn to the truth of your essence. My treasured child, before we delve deeper, please remain with me. Do not divert your attention even for an instant, for what is unfolding beyond your awareness is progressing swiftly, faster than you can comprehend. Should you overlook any detail, you risk missing the pivotal moment when everything begins to tilt in your favor. So breathe, concentrate, and stay right here with me until the final word, for the forthcoming revelation will strike harder than anything you've encountered thus far. Now, listen closely. The message your envious friend sent about you did not merely reach one individual. This is the facet they never anticipated. Upon pressing send, they assumed that only one pair of eyes would observe it. Yet, the universe had different designs. That message was quietly, surreptitiously forwarded. At this moment, two additional individuals, people more significant than your friend realizes, have seen it. One of them is interconnected with your destiny, someone who has been quietly observing you, scrutinizing your energy, and recognizing the sincerity in your intentions. Upon viewing what your friend wrote, an unexpected spark ignited within them, one your friend could never have anticipated. They began to question your friend, not you. Consider how beautifully the universe rectifies betrayal. The very message intended to tarnish your reputation is now illuminating flaws in your friend's character. Those in their vicinity are beginning to notice patterns, their bitterness, their unvoiced resentment, the subtle rivalry that has lurked behind empty smiles and superficial gestures of support. An observer, who previously overlooked the tension between you two, is now awakening to the realization that your friend has harbored jealousy for an extended period. From this moment forth, every move your friend makes will be scrutinized more closely than they can bear. Yet, the most significant surprise lies elsewhere. The individual who cares for you the most is currently in the process of emotional and energetic withdrawal from your friend. They have discerned the insecurity veiled beneath your friend's actions and comprehend the truth that the more someone endeavors to diminish you, the more they inadvertently highlight your elevated status. Consequently, your significance in their eyes is expanding, not due to the falsehoods propagated about you, but rather because of the loyalty your friend failed to demonstrate. Allow me to explain what is unfolding within that person's heart. At this precise moment, they are replaying every interaction they have shared with you, the moments of kindness, the genuine concern displayed, the times you supported others selflessly. They are juxtaposing your energy against your friends, your intentions against theirs, and the disparity is becoming glaringly evident. You are emerging as someone extraordinarily rare, genuine, and irreplaceable, worth safeguarding, worth choosing. The realization is striking them unexpectedly, prompting them to question why they permitted the opinions of others to lead them away from recognizing your authentic self sooner. But hold tight, for something even more significant is materializing. The same individual who was meant to turn against you is now planning to approach you directly, not with skepticism, but with clarity. They seek to understand who you are from your perspective. They wish to hear your story before accepting anything else. As they prepare to speak with you, their heart shifts toward a place of seriousness. This is no longer mere curiosity, this is a genuine emotional investment. Your jealous friend remains oblivious to the fact that their actions have drawn you and this individual closer than they ever intended. Now, hear me clearly, your narrative is entering a phase where every action you take will hold weight. Your silence will resonate louder than words. Your composure will expose deceit without you having to defend yourself. Soon, the person who entertained the message for even a fleeting moment will come to a powerful realization: they nearly lost someone extraordinary due to the machinations of someone insignificant. And when that realization dawns upon them, an internal fire will ignite, a compulsion to safeguard your name, your reputation, and the connection you share with them, no matter the cost. Please remain attuned, for shortly, the narrative will transition from concealed tensions to an inescapable confrontation. Stay with me, do not blink or scroll away. Each passing moment from this point forward will unveil a truth your envious friend never anticipated. The message they dispatched about you, one intended to subtly infiltrate someone's consciousness and poison their perception, has metamorphosed into the loudest reverberation within their own existence. That reverberation is now spreading. Presently, your friend is restless, endlessly checking their phone, reopening conversations, scrolling repeatedly in an effort to reassure themselves that their scheme succeeded. Yet, a sense of discomfort stirs within them. They can sense a shift, something feels amiss. The silence they anticipated from their target has not materialized. The reaction they desired remains absent. And this silence is transforming into their dread. Deep down, they recognize that when lies fail to incite chaos, the truth must be silently working elsewhere, powerfully and unexpectedly. This is where karma begins to take its shape. The person who received the message has shifted their focus away from you. Their attention is directed toward understanding the reasons behind your friend's actions. They are dissecting the dynamics at play, your characteristics of kindness and loyalty juxtaposed with your friend's insecurities and competitive tendencies. They observe the subtle comments and the fluctuating demeanor of your friend, particularly in moments when you receive praise. With each contemplation, it becomes evident to them that the communication in question was not designed to unmask you but rather to illuminate your friend's apprehension about losing their standing in your life. They remain present and observant, fully aware that the situation is charged with intensity. That individual, who was initially inclined to doubt you, is now engaged in quiet scrutiny, asking questions, revisiting past interactions, and replaying conversations with newfound clarity. They are uncovering connections that had previously eluded them. The jealousy that your friend had concealed is now manifesting itself, casting a shadow that is illuminated by your radiant presence. However, the true revelation emerged last night when they discerned a subtle yet undeniable signal, something as innocuous as a verbal misstep, an unusual expression, a defensive reaction, or a misguided jest. In that pivotal moment, clarity emerged for them. They recognized that the intent behind the message was not protective but rather destructive. Rather than retreating from you as your friend hoped, this individual is now distancing themselves from your friend. The shift in atmosphere is palpable. Your friend senses the change, noting the changing dynamics, the chill, the disinterest. They understand that their attempt to influence is waning, and a foreboding thought intrudes upon their mind. What if their manipulative message becomes public? What if their duplicity is exposed? The growing anxiety is fueled by the awareness that their actions are irreversible. Yet the most astonishing aspect of this unfolding drama is the transformation occurring in the heart of the person who genuinely appreciates you. Amidst the panic of your friend, this individual is experiencing an unexpected surge of admiration and respect for you, realizing that even in the face of deception, your authenticity remained intact and your inner strength unblemished. This profound recognition is drawing them to you, not out of mere curiosity, but out of a newfound acknowledgement of your worth and character. Alongside this recognition, something else is taking root within them, a resolution to confront the truth directly. They are inclined to distance themselves from those who harbor jealousy rather than love, compelled to safeguard you not out of obligation but out of an intrinsic sense of duty. Your friend remains oblivious to the consequences their actions have set in motion. A storm that is now heading their way, ready to reveal the very insecurities they tried to bury. My dear child, remain where you are, do not stray, for now is the moment of escalation. The ground beneath your envious friend will tremble as the truth emerges, compelling everyone to confront the reality that was intended to remain concealed. The message they dispatched about you, once thought to be confined to private exchanges, is now prying open a door that cannot be shut. You must heed every detail of the developments transpiring, for they will dictate who remains in your circle and who is cast aside permanently. Currently, the individual privy to the message is harboring a silent storm within them. They have not conveyed their thoughts to your friend, nor confronted them. To the unaware eye, everything appears normal. Yet, behind the facade, they are keenly observing every subtle expression, every moment of hesitation, every artificially forced laugh. They are witnessing your friend's over-explanation, overacting, and excessive eagerness to portray innocence, behaviors that stem not from confidence but from guilt and fear. Consequently, this person is beginning to grasp the depth of your friend's envy toward the light you embody. However, there lies an unforeseen twist that your friend could never anticipate. The more desperately they attempt to conceal their envy, the more conspicuous it becomes. Those around them are picking up on the cues. A recent innocuous comment, such as, "Why do you always mention them?" caused your friend to momentarily freeze, a testament to their unanticipated scrutiny. They underestimated the pervasive and undeniable nature of jealousy, which often resonates louder than silent actions. Now, their emotions are seeping through the cracks of their carefully constructed facade, unearthing a truth they have long sought to suppress. They have always felt overshadowed by your presence. Stay attentive, for the next development is pivotal. The individual who truly values you, initially perceived to be susceptible to manipulation, is making an astute choice. They are not merely withdrawing from your friend, they are preparing for a more definitive severance, quietly, but irrevocably. They have discerned a critical truth: those who seek to undermine others in secrecy are not to be trusted openly. Consequently, your friend is on the verge of losing much more than they anticipated. They are forfeiting credibility, influence, and someone who once lent them a listening ear. As that happens, their mask begins to slip further. Now, let us delve into the sentiments of this person toward you. Their heart is no longer clouded by the negative message they received. In fact, this message achieved the opposite of what your friend intended. It compelled them to perceive your true essence. They are re-evaluating your character, juxtaposing truth against falsehood. They recognize that you possess a distinct way of being. You navigate life with grace, exuding a quiet strength that requires no validation. You do not engage in competition as you have nothing to prove, nor do you retaliate as your vibrational frequency surpasses such reactions. This emotional maturity is unexpectedly drawing them closer to you, fostering feelings of protectiveness and an emotional connection stronger than before. Conversely, your jealous friend senses the inevitable slip of something precious. They notice diminishing conversation length, colder responses, and crumbling trust, which understandably breeds panic within them. They are replaying the moment they dispatched that damaging message, cognizant that they may have inadvertently jeopardized the one relationship they aimed to influence. Ironically, they have not lost anything due to your actions. They have lost everything as a consequence of their own insecurities. Now, focus on what lies ahead. The person who received the message is concocting a plan, a conversation, an action, a pivotal moment that will unveil your friend's duplicity without you needing to exert any effort. They intend to bring the truth into the spotlight in a manner unanticipated by your friend. When this confrontation occurs, the power dynamics will dramatically shift. Your value will become irrefutable. Your authenticity will stand unwavering, and your friend's jealousy will be laid bare for all to see. My dear child, remain steadfast. Do not waver. What you will soon hear is crucial. The person who received the message about you has resolved to break their silence. They have spent days scrutinizing, comparing, and reconsidering each detail, and finally, they have reached an indisputable conclusion. The message was designed not for their protection but rather to skew their perception of you. Manipulation leaves a distinct and lingering taste, and they have chosen to seek the truth from you directly, rather than from an envious source. This decision alone undermines your friend's machinations. Compounding this, your friend will soon recognize that their intended target is emotionally withdrawing. The warmth they once experienced from this individual is dissipating, and inquiries they previously evaded are now surfacing. Conversations that they once held dominion over are slipping beyond their grasp. This abrupt shift is disconcerting, as they find themselves no longer manipulating the narrative. The scrutiny is upon them, suspicion is forming, and the underpinnings of their position are unsettling. They are acutely aware that the truth possesses a life of its own and is growing increasingly audible. Meanwhile, the person who genuinely cherishes you sees the situation with perfect clarity. They are reminiscing about your authenticity, recognizing the grace you exhibit, particularly when faced with challenges. They are finally acknowledging a truth that had long escaped them: you are not a person riddled with insecurity but one who wields quiet strength. This stark contrast serves to illuminate your friend's ulterior motives in an unforgiving light, transforming every untruth they fabricated into what resembles a confession of their own insecurities. Prepare yourself for the inevitable moment that your friend will be unable to evade. The individual who received the message intends to bring this matter into a clearer light. Not in front of a crowd, but in a controlled setting where the truth cannot be distorted. They wish to confront the intention behind the deceit, rather than the deception itself. They aspire to pose a singular, disarming question to your friend that will unravel their entire charade. Why did you feel the need to send this? This question alone bears the potential to unveil everything, as jealousy is incapable of remaining concealed when cornered by the truth. As the situation evolves, the emotional shift becomes unstoppable. As this person prepares to engage your friend, they find their feelings for you deepening. They are beginning to realize that your silence is more telling than any defense you could have offered. Your composure has revealed the deception most effectively, without requiring you to utter a single word. Now, there exists a profound, intensified, and more genuine attraction to you than ever before. The deception inadvertently led to a crucial realization, and that newfound clarity is drawing them ever closer to you. However, there is a significant twist to this narrative. Your envious friend perceives this transformation as well, sensing an uncomfortable truth encroaching upon them, something they have extensively tried to evade. They are now engulfed by fear, acutely aware that when the inevitable confrontation occurs, their concealed motives will be laid bare. The individual they sought to manipulate is on the verge of severing ties with them, not out of anger or theatricality, but rather because loyalty cannot coexist alongside jealousy, and truth is incompatible with deceit. My cherished child, remain here. This moment is pivotal. It represents the convergence of disparate elements, the collapse of jealousy beneath the weight of honesty. It marks the instant when the individual who received a troubling message takes a step forward, shattering the silence that your friend has long shielded themselves with. Do not overlook this critical juncture, for the unfolding events will redefine every relationship in your life. Presently, the individual who was manipulated has reached a breaking point. They have held their tongue long enough, scrutinizing every facet of the situation. Observing the shifts in your friend's demeanor, the anxious smiles, the sudden emotional distance, and the feigned innocence. Finally, they opt for action, not with hostility or ire, but with a pursuit of clarity. They seek to extinguish drama and desire only the truth, orchestrating an encounter from which your friend cannot evade. A tranquil setting, an unambiguous query, a weighty silence that unearths all that has been concealed. With unwavering composure, they pose the question your friend dreaded: why did you send that message regarding them? In this moment, your friend is rendered speechless. Their breath quickens, and their chest constricts. This is not the response they anticipated. They assumed their deceit would spread undetected, believing suspicion would attach to you rather than themselves. Yet, they now face the repercussions of their actions, repercussions for which they were ill-prepared. Their mind races, scrambling for justifications, excuses, and rationalizations, but each attempt falls flat, sounding weak and rehearsed, scarcely believable. Lies falter when confronted by truth. The individual questioning them is no longer mired in confusion. They are resolute in recognizing that this behavior stems from insecurity and is fueled by jealousy. They are starting to realize that despite the turmoil, you have maintained your integrity. Stay present, for what transpires next is the decisive turning point your narrative has been leading toward. As your friend stumbles through half-hearted explanations, the trust that once existed is rapidly diminishing with every utterance. They observe how your friend avoids eye contact, the tremor in their voice, the hesitance lurking in their breath. It becomes increasingly evident to your friend that they are on the verge of losing something far more significant than they ever anticipated: respect, trust, influence. Those very connections they sought to protect by sabotaging yours are slipping through their fingers like sand. Now, let us refocus on the individual who truly matters, the one who genuinely cares for you. This confrontation does not conclude merely with the exposure of your friend's jealousy. It culminates in a decisive choice, a conscious, bold, and irrevocable decision. They opt to distance themselves from negativity, manipulation, and clandestine motives, electing not to associate with those harboring resentment towards you. With this resolution, they pivot their focus toward you, the one who has remained composed, who refrained from engaging in conflict, who maintained integrity. The lie that was intended to weaken their bond with you has instead fortified it. Something unforeseen begins to blossom within their heart, a newfound admiration, an elevated respect, and a deeper understanding of your intrinsic worth. They recognize how rare your energy is, how genuine your intentions remain, and how powerful your silence can be. With the passage of time, their emotional connection to you intensifies, not as a result of the deception that transpired, but because of the grace with which you handled it all. Your poise has unveiled your true character, and your character has attested to your value. Meanwhile, your envious friend can sense this seismic shift as if it were a freezing wave crashing upon them. They comprehend that they have lost the battle. Their actions have backfired. The message they sent has returned to them with an intensity far greater than they ever anticipated. The most unfortunate realization for them is that they have no one to blame but themselves. Their jealousy has, regrettably, laid bare their vulnerabilities. Their insecurities have ultimately betrayed them. Their attempt to sever your connection has paradoxically fortified it instead. Now, observe this crucial climax. The individual who was once swayed by doubt is now reaching out, seeking proximity. They desire transparency, integrity, and connection with you. They are poised to approach not with distrust, but with genuine sincerity, aspiring to forge something tangible, something rooted in truth, untainted by jealousy or comparison. Meanwhile, your friend remains shrouded in the shadows of their own decisions, witness to the very person they hoped would turn against you now moving toward you instead.